Alright, so this is going to be a sort of unscripted, low-effort explanation video for our speedrun of Uncertainty Principle. I'm just gonna jump straight into it. We have a nice intro sequence here made by 2838. Now, I'm not really sure into how much detail I'm going to go, but just to make sure we've got everyone on board, I'm gonna explain the movement in this game, which is a bit weird, because Valve tried really hard to get rid of bunny hopping in Half-Life 2, where in the sort of bunny hopping where you just hold forward and keep jumping and keep gaining speed, and well, they did fix that, but in doing that they created an even more powerful way of gaining speed, where you generally go backwards, and instead of gaining speed linearly, you gain speed exponentially. So good job, Valve. In this case, there's also a way to do it forwards and sideways, which is what we're seeing here at the start. Now, Rain grabs this box and it's gonna do a prop clip. And I think I can best show this if I go in game. Just realized I haven't preloaded the map, so this might take a while. Just gonna let that work. We'll just watch it again. So he grabs the box, he just walks straight into it, and then he gets it pretty quickly, with under a second, which is impressive because the box is really hard to clip with. And this skips a significant section of the game. You just come straight down there. Just stalling while I wait for the map to load, so I can actually show what's happening. So yeah, when you're stuck in a prop, you can clip down, because when you're stuck in something and you save and load the save, the game kind of moves you downwards a little bit. So you can, if you keep doing those save loads, you keep moving down. You can also use that to move down into the next room here. This is taking a long time to load. I really should have prepared more. I think it's almost ready. Yes, there we go. I'm gonna be literally cheating as well. I'll just speed that up. No, do time scale of like 5, so I can actually get control. There we go. Okay. So we're over here, and he clips down here, and there's the other room, and this skips going all the way around like this and like through here, which takes quite a lot of time. We come down here where there's a crowbar, which we're going to need to do the next thing. So my first segment, we break the glass, a nice flick of the wrist. And now the game, the mod tries really hard to make you to make sure you take this car, you don't skip it. If I cheat again and turn on show triggers, you can see there's a bunch of triggers here, a bunch of yellow boxes. I'm gonna actually no clip. This trigger here at the bottom, this like big yellow one, if you touch this trigger, there will be another one over here that will just give you a game over screen. So we want to avoid that. So what we do is we come over here, we jump off the railing, and then land on this bit. Like we break this, and then push the door open with the crowbar, and then we can skip this trigger. I can just demonstrate if I hit this, that one disappears. And there, if we leave this trigger, we get this game over screen. Okay, so he breaks the thing, and anyway, we skip the trigger, and now we can get on with our lives. We get some nice movement. It flies pretty much over the entire map and to the end. Okay, let's just see that again. Oh, I need a different autosave. Hang on. Shoutouts to long loads. Okay, while that's loading, let's just see this again. So we go backwards really fast, and we hit a slope that sends us upwards and lets us fly over the entire map. And here we enter the normal playing area. I mean, we're not out of bounds yet, but we go straight through this displacement. Take a bunch of fall damage, but it's fine. We get health on the next map. It doesn't matter how much we have. Okay, no, this is not the right autosave. Let's do that one. Let's load that save. Okay, here we are. So we've come from here, we've moved all the way out here, we got a sick ramp off this. I'll just fly up. There's all this section that we completely skipped. And all this section where you're supposed to drive the car through the cave, but we fly over the cave. If I turn on triggers again, you can see there are two triggers here as well. The first one is another trigger that will just give you a game over screen if you don't have the car, if you're not in the car. Like that. So we want to avoid that one. And this is the trigger that actually triggers the strider to shoot, and then that loads the next map after like 10 seconds. So we have to make sure that we go around this trigger somehow, like avoid this one and only hit this one. I think that's all there is to say about this map, so I'm just gonna start loading the next one and go back to the video. So yeah, so the strider shoots normally is supposed to be on the bridge with the car. But the screen goes white, and then the next map loads. At the start of the next map, there's 4 seconds where your screen is just completely white, where you can't see anything, but you can still move. And another 2 seconds where the white kind of fades out. And that means we have to do the first 4 and something seconds of this map completely blind. And I'm still completely astonished how the guys did that. Like, I tried it for a bit and it's like, no, I can't do this blind. So yeah, the first 4 seconds we see absolutely nothing. Then we 2838 hits that block with the crowbar, and that opens this gap. It's still loading over here. I want to show like what we actually moved through, why we couldn't see anything. So that'll be nice to know. Oh, it's ready. Nice. So yeah, there it is. There's the 4 seconds of white. You can see the health has been set to 47. That's just when you load this map, your health is always 47. So that's why we could lose so much health on the first map without any problem. So yeah, we start here. The car's up there, by the way. And we move all the way through here, like move off some of these like trees, and destroy this, which breaks this. And this is a tiny gap for us to move through. So let's go back to the video. So we're right here. And then we fit through this tiny gap. And then move through these mines. It was really awkward figuring out the best way to move through this. Especially this section right here. You can see this is... So really only one line through there. It's really precise. It's hard to maintain speed. And now we meet our friends. These are Bob and Steve. These two head crabs. We named them Bob and Steve because, well, when I was attempting this part, I kept like running into them. They kept stopping me. Then Speedy comes along, and actually, if you watch closely, he gets a launch off of this prop, and then jumps off of the head crab in midair as it jumps at him. Like, this is the most random thing. This is the 1 in a million sort of thing. We turn on this generator, which opens that door. And then we jump off, and then Lyron here jumps off both head crabs on the way back. This is one of my favorite bits of the whole run. And then this is also... Yeah, let me actually go in game and go through all this. So this tiny bit, and then we forgot to turn on the flashlights. You couldn't see shit. This is what we had to work with. We had to somehow find a way to get through this without losing any speed. Skip past these guys. There's a revolver there. We don't need that. And when you just slowly walk through this, get out of here. Yeah, it's incredible how much speed we even managed to preserve through this really awkward section. Alright, I'm gonna turn on that. Now, we had to find a way to get a launch that gets us up here from, like, these props. So what Speedy managed to do is he went through this tiny gap and then hit the lamp in a weird way, and that got us up here. So let's go back to the video. You see him... That's really precise. Yeah, some ladder boosting. I'm not sure what exactly the inputs are on that. I think you like spam use and crouch, and then you go up the ladder really fast. Like use and jump, something like that. And then I finished the map by, you know, getting on top of the map and just getting a launch that goes clear across the map and into that. Okay. Oh, that's going way too fast. Let's look at it here. So I get a launch off of that wooden thing, whatever it is. I just jump over the entire map, get a launch off of this thing, and get the hole-in-one into here, which is where the next map is. That's gonna take like 2 minutes to load, so let's look at the video again. Yeah, the map starts with another ladder boost, with Extra Virus getting his only segment. Then we have the slope boost. Did the map already load? Nice, it did. Nice. Like it almost did. The slope jump. We get several... Shut up, Windows. It's not dead. We don't need to kill it. I'm very prepared, by the way. It's fine. Okay. Next map. Slope boost. This hatch that closes, you can get like a few jumps off of that and get enough speed to land up here, which skips a significant portion of the map. Like, yeah, interference. So this is where we need to go, and where you're supposed to go is go all the way through here, get the gravity gun, and then do a bunch of stuff over here, and then come back. And then you're supposed to meet this guy. This guy's called George. Oh, we've called him George because George sounds similar to a Finnish word that means something like poop or puke or something like that. I don't know. Ask Lyron. And this guy's you're supposed to take him on a escort mission and do a bunch of stuff. But instead we grab a few grenades and this bucket. Let's look at it in the game. We grab the bucket and we do a prop clip here. Now the best way to do this would be to throw the grenade first and then use the bucket to clip. And we tried that for about a month and we didn't get anywhere. So then we decided, let's just do the clip first and then throw the grenades. So we do that. And there's 2 grenades to get enough speed. It's a weird quirk with the Source engine where you can like be stuck in something but still have speed. Like right now we're stuck on the floor and we're using the grenades to give us a bunch of speed. And then we do like about 50 save loads or something like that. I think it was 50 save loads to fly straight across the map while preserving our speed. This is called void clipping, where you do save loads every other tick, really, and then you just go in a straight line through out of bounds space through the black void. And in this version of the game we also have free out of bounds movement if we want to have it. So it's a bit of void clip and a bit of free movement to get over here. Let me show that in game. Which means we skipped this entire section where you have to take the NPC through. And we end up... oh god, where do we can end up? It's... I believe it's over here, in this tiny gap. And then I clip down through the ground over here. Okay, let's go back to the video. Ah yes, the launch. So I'm just gonna slow the video down so you can see better. So I just AVH out of this hallway. I hit with my feet the slope on this garbage bin. Let me just take a look at it. This garbage bin has, yeah, if I can see, has this tiny slope on it, and if you hit it just right, you can get a launch that goes all the way over this wall, which is very high. It's higher than it seems. There's an invisible wall over it. So I get that launch, but I also need something. I need to keep a prop on. I need a prop on the other side there. So after launching of it, I also grab it straight away, which is unbelievably precise. But I managed to get it to work. We just look at it in the video. It's quite difficult to see. But yeah, I get the launch upwards off the prop and grab it at the same time. Then 238 here does another prop clip. This prop clip, I'm gonna have to show triggers again. So you're supposed to like do a bunch of stuff and open that gate, and you go down here, and the change level trigger is down here. This is the trigger that loads the next map. But if we go above it, we can see this is where we are in the video right now. Right? So we clip here and go straight down and immediately hit the save load trigger. Not the save load, the change level trigger. And load the next map. But now we're missing a bunch of weapons we would quite like to have, and we don't have any health. We have 2 health and no suit. So what we do there is the new way of doing safe deleting. The old way of doing safe deleting was already used in Gravity Gun only for Half-Life 2, where you make a save, make a save, and then go in the menu, delete the save, and then tell the game to reload the save that you just deleted. Of course, that isn't possible, so the game kind of freaks out and loads No, it's not a default save. I was about to say it loads the default save, but it just completely reloads the map you're on, and you get 100 health and whatever else you're supposed to have. Ah, here we are. But there's a new way that's been found where you just make a save that has a really stupidly long name, like 150 characters long or something like that, and that has the weird effect that the actual file that gets created has no file extension, so it's not actually a save file. And then when you try to tell the game to load that save, you know, it can't find it, so it completely just reloads the map completely. And you get 100 health and whatever else. Alright. This door is really awkward to get through. It's really narrow. I don't know if I can show it. It's like, I don't know, 16 units of leeway to get through this. Right. Then this is a gravity punt. So when you're standing on an object and then you fire the gravity gun at it, it can give you a boost upwards, which we use to clear that gate, and we use it again here to clear the other gate. And that skips quite a bit of stuff. I don't have the gravity gun right now. I can fix that. Let me just get a gravity gun real quick. While we wait for the map to load. There we go. No, this is the wrong map. Oops. Sorry. It's evening A. So there's a bunch of stuff. You're supposed to go like underground and kill a bunch of zombies and like set a fire and press a button, and it takes a long time. But the developer was very nice, and they just left a gap at the top here that you can just go through if you want. And on this gate, they also just left a gap that you can just go through, which is, you know, very nice of them. Okay, now I should have a gravity gun. So we just stand on this, and you can see I'm just standing on it and pressing mouse 1 and the left click, and it sends me upwards. And sometimes you get sent upwards far enough to make it through that tiny gap there. And that skips having to go through all of this. You're not supposed to do this parkour. Go over here and yeah, whatever else. We can just skip that completely. Alright, next part. This is this goes by very fast, this navigation through the corridors. So you can see there's an open door, but when we go about here, the door closes. But in the video we were moving so fast that we actually got through the door before it fully closed. So that was quite nice. And then here, you have to close this door to open this one and cut the stuff out of the way. Alright, let's go on. I'll add a bit of a lag spike. Yes, there's a rocket that falls, and when you just go through normally, it falls exactly when you like walk over here and it just kills you. But we're fast enough to go past this before it lands. And then we knock over the turret. And knocking over the turret has the effect that it loses collision. And then what you can do is you can set it upright again, which I'm not good at. I didn't do that segment. But if you set it upright again, it regains collision, which means you can get stuck in it. And as we already know, if you're stuck in something, you can use safe loads to move downwards. And now we get to the section where you're supposed to use the airboat. But we skip that by just going completely under the map. If we can show that. So we did the clip down right here. Right, and now we're under the map. We take a bit of fall damage on the way. And this is where we're supposed to get the airboat. And that goes through that building. But we don't do that. We just take a nice long ABH down this underground section, I guess. ABH undo goo. And if I show triggers, there's another trigger here that another game over screen right there. So the original idea was to come up right there where the game over screen was. Which is right here. I don't know if I can draw clip brushes. Also, why is there a head crab underground? I don't know. Also, I just accidentally loaded the save. Oops. Well, this is gonna take a while to load. Load autosave. Yes, please. Okay, now we're back. So yeah, the plan was to come up here where that trigger is, about here, and then do a big fling over, a big launch over, and get to there. But if you navigate this just the right way, you can. I don't know if I can even show the clip brushes here. No, I can't. But there's invisible walls down here that like block you. Oh no, they're right here. So we start over here. I have to navigate these clip brushes. And then fall down to this next level. This is quite narrow, quite precise, and I spend a hell of a lot of time on this. And then, if you're lucky, you can emerge out here through this displacement. I believe these are more triggers that just give you game over if you touch them, so we have to avoid those as well. Like, so I have to like go even more this way, and then come out of the displacement here. And then this tiny ramp is the most annoying thing, because it just sends you straight up and over everything. But eventually, after like 10 or 15 hours of grinding, I got to here without going too high. So let's look at it on the video. So go backwards very fast through the clip brushes. And then this gate opens when you touch it. There's also a button that opens it, but you can just touch it to open it. But now, on the other side of this, there's nowhere to stand and nowhere to jump, so we can't get any speed. There's a lot of water here as well. So we need somewhere to get speed. So what we do is we move back here, and there's this tiny little overhang, and we can just kind of jump into that, and got like 5 jumps in quick succession, just by hitting the overhang and falling back down again. And that gives us enough speed to fly all the way through there. So let's look at it. So you heard a bunch of footsteps there, if you listen closely. Because we bounce off the geometry there. So quick navigation. Now we need to kill these combine because we want to have a grenade. We also need to get a bit of health from them. And press this button to open that gate. And on the other side of that gate, let me just quickly fly over there. These are big maps, by the way. there's another section with nowhere to do any jumps, so we need to get speed somewhere out here, because there's a long section of nothing. I'm gonna make sure I don't die. So there's this crate here, and if you jump on it the right way, which I didn't there, it's pretty much human RNG. You can get a stuck launch where you get stuck on an object and kind of slanted like that. And while you're stuck in it, you can keep jumping and keep building up speed until you reach the maximum speed you can get in the game. So that's what we do there. And fly down this long corridor. And now it's time to load the next map. The trigger's right there. So while that's loading, let's look at the next bit. Go at this again, yeah. That's fine. So the gate opens and we just fly straight through it with a bunch of speed. And there's a slope. I don't know if you can catch it in the video. I don't know if can I frame advance in this? No, I can't. Okay. Let's do it like this. Maybe. Okay, no, you can't see it. That's too bad. Well, I'll show it in game in a second. It's okay. But yeah, there is a slope there at the end of that long hallway. VLC is having a moment. Let's see if the game's ready. Yeah, okay, it is. So we have a bunch of speed, and then there's this tiny slope that we can use to get a launch up on this invisible wall and fly straight across the map to over there. Like this. And normally you take a bunch of fall damage right there, but there's another quirk with the source engine where if you land, where you hit an edge of like a cliff or something like that, and then for only one tick, and then you move off it the next tick, you don't take any fall damage at all. It's called edge bug. Where like you can cancel some of your downward speed, but you don't take any fall damage. So we only take 7 fall damage there. Now we got some navigation through some really tight corridors. We couldn't go over this because, yeah, there's invisible walls. Also, this slope right here would always send me up into the skybox, like really high. This is really annoying to get through. And also these things would spawn. And you have to almost do a 180 turn through here. Now, our original plan was to hit this slope and go really high to clear this and like skip all of these things, all of these little obstacles that are there. But I found a way somehow through lots of trial and error. Oh, let's see it in the run, actually. If you just navigate it just right, that I don't get a launch and I can build up some speed in the water here, and then hit this slope and get a launch that goes all the way over. That doesn't land here, but lands all the way over there. And it's just right to navigate all the weird invisible walls that are there. It's just perfect. And 283 takes over and gets a launch off of that slope that's there, completely skipping the starting fight, which is invisible somehow. Grabs this crate on the way up, which has HP in it, like health packs. Goes all the way through the water and all the way down here. Let's take a look at it. And then this is what I talked about earlier, where you're supposed to throw the grenade first and then do the prop clip. You can see we get stuck, and then the grenade explodes pretty quickly after that, so we don't have to wait so long for the grenade to explode. And we go out of bounds again, and fly straight to the end of the map. And normally you're supposed to like fight the strider, and you go in here and you navigate some hallways that are like, the layout is really weird. You go all the way through here, down into the level load trigger is right there. You can show it. That's the load trigger. So we can see in the run, we fall down out of bounds. It's not even the avoid clip, we can just use a regular free out of bounds movement. Clip back in bounds and do a prop climb up to where the trigger is. So prop climb, for those who don't know, you can jump off of a prop and then grab it, and then jump off of it again in midair, and then re-grab it again. And you gain height on every jump. Hey, the map's loaded. Nice. So you would come out here, and then you're supposed to go all the way around the top there, and then through some buildings and stuff. But we don't do it. Oh, first of all, we do another save delete. Because we were quite low on health, and it's also faster than falling down. It's the same thing as before. Make a save with a really long name, which then the game doesn't see because it doesn't have a file extension, and then it completely reloads the map. Anyway, this is just fast movement, and a really nice launch to get to the lighthouse. And this starts the boss fight, which was quite annoying because we couldn't speed it up in any way. We couldn't find any way to skip a wave, or to make the helicopter spawn early, or yeah. So this is just going to be 2 minutes of shooting combines, basically, and trying to figure out the best way to do that. So then we just go over there. Keep loading saves accidentally. I'm just gonna have to wait for that. Okay, where am I? Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, there's chapter names you don't get to see in the run. Okay, let's do kill triggers. Yes. So this is the trigger that starts the boss fight. And then let me turn off clip brushes. Add triggers. So we got combine that spawn over here. There's combine that spawn over here. And we need to kill 7 combine to spawn the first gunship. So I killed the first 6 just by let me just kill these real quick. There we go. There's the gunship after 7 kills. I used the revolver to get the first 6 because it kills in 1 shot and it's accurate. And then that's the 7th one. That's the one that spawns the gunship. So I had to kill that guy pretty much on the tick he spawned to be optimal, and I pretty much did. I think he was only there for like 2 ticks before I got him. So these next few combine don't really matter. Doesn't really matter how fast I kill them, but I still want to get them as fast as possible. I get a grenade off these guys. A bit of an awkward backhopping to get to where the dropship is. So there's gonna be, I believe it's 4 combine that come out of here. You can see The video looks a bit silly because I segmented after every kill, and that kind of breaks things visually, but only visually. But the reason I segmented is because each time you do, it resets the cooldown on the Combine dropping grenades. When you kill a Combine, it has a chance to drop a grenade, and then you have to wait 30 seconds before you can get another one. But if you save load, you reset that timer, you can get a new grenade immediately from the next Combine. So I really wanted to get an energy orb from this Combine, but it has a flag that it can't drop. it can't drop one. So I get a grenade from him instead. Also switch to the shotgun for the instant kill. Because this killing that Combine spawns the next wave. So the next wave is 4 Combines at the lower spawn, 3 at the further away spawn, and then 7 manhacks. And I use grenades to kill all of them. There's the first 3, I just throw the grenade over there, throw one up there, and I gravity punt the other one to where the last of them are. And that was, I think, 14 kills in 10 seconds. Okay, let's look at what's actually happening. So the first one goes down there, where the first 4 spawn. The second one flies all the way into this little hole, this little cave, where the next 3 Combine spawn. And I just throw it and look away because I'm confident it's gonna land. And I throw this grenade straight into the air because there's gonna be 4 manhacks that spawn pretty much right next to me. And if I do that, it will fall down and explode pretty much behind my back. And I don't have to do anything fancy to make sure it goes where it needs to go. And while that grenade is flying, I can focus on this one. And I had to gravity punt it, otherwise I couldn't get it behind the lighthouse like that. If I just thrown it normally, I couldn't find a way to make it land next to the manhacks. But with the gravity punt, it just about gets there. And that spawns the next gunship. I go near and grab shotgun ammo. There was really no reason for me to bring that table. I thought I might need it at some point, but I didn't need it in the end. I get the energy orb there. I thought for a moment I was going to use a grenade to kill the hunter, but I just used the normal AR2. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter how fast I kill these. I use my energy orb on that hunter because it kills it instantly. And here I'm gonna get 3 more grenades by abusing the save load trick again. No, 2 more grenades. And I throw this one immediately, before I even get to where I need to go. I throw it right there, and then I pick it up and throw it over the wall, and that kills 4 more Combines, I believe, 3 or 4. And then I throw that grenade over there. It only gets 2 Combines, so it's not hugely effective, because there's just like 5 Combine or 6 Combine that spawn over there. It only gets 2 of them. But I only need 2, because when that grenade explodes, I have killed enough Combine to spawn the helicopter. And when the helicopter spawns, that door right there opens and a bunch of zombies come out. So I throw a grenade in there and I get most of them. One of them escapes, but it doesn't matter. So now I'm really on a timer. I can do whatever I want, as long as I get all the kills in time. The helicopter's up there. It has a set path it has to follow. And couldn't find a way to make it skip any nodes. Now there's a bit of odd behavior you can see. I'm just trying to take as much damage as possible. And the Combine just really didn't want to shoot me. But the reason I did that is because we wanted to end the run on 1 HP, as you can see. Right before the helicopter lands, we get to 1 HP, and then I hand the save over to Munted, who gets his 0.9 seconds of glory, where he just spins and spams E, and that ends the run. I think an interesting thing to note here is that you don't actually have to press E on the helicopter. If I do some more commands, I believe it's func door. There are some func doors, like these outlines you can see here. Those are invisible doors. And then when the helicopter lands, you press E, you press your use key on the door, and that ends the game. I thought that was interesting. But yeah, that was 45 minutes of me rambling about a 5-minute run. So I'm just gonna play the outro and then end the video. This outro was also made by 2838. He spent a whole week just mapping and doing all things. It's a big shout out to him. This is a really nice outro, I feel. It's really well made. There's like uncertainty principle in 5.17. Now here you can see some screenshots and like paint drawings of routes, and we have a computer for every runner. One of them is on fire, I don't really know why. And here we get the segment count. Rain was supposed to be project lead, but he didn't do much. And now we get to see some moments of the run. We get the map times here. You can see the boss fight is almost as long as all the other maps combined. We get some quotes, some moments from the run. And I want to especially point out the last set of screens where you can see all the grenades that I threw in the final fight. You can see all of these grenade throws and where they land. Also Rain asking if we're done like a million times. There's a grenade. There's a grenade. There's one. There's the gravity funded one. There we go. Source runs. That was the video. I hope you got something out of this. I hope you understand better what's going on, you know, through all my rambling. And if you have been, thanks for watching.